lest we forget. Those words are more than a slogan. They are a promise, a covenant that we make with the dead and with each other. Their origin goes back more than a century, long before hashtags and algorithms existed, back to a time when remembrance was quiet, humble, and deeply human. The phrase was never meant to glorify war or elevate the living. It was meant to warn us against forgetting the cost, the grief, and the sacrifice etched into our history. Real remembrance is simple. It is a single flower on a grave, an old man staring at his boots during the last post, a family tracing a name carved into stone, a mate sitting alone with memories he wishes he could forget. There is no merch table, no donation link, no support my mission, just silence, respect, and memory. The people we honor, our diggers, did not die for political clout. They did not die for social media engagement. They did not die so someone could turn their sacrifice into a revenue stream. Most of them were not warriors seeking glory. They were farmers, store clerks, apprentices, laborers, mechanics, ordinary people who wanted to live quiet, normal lives. They fought for each other, for their families, for freedom from authoritarianism, for the right to come home. And many of them did not. It is becoming increasingly common to see modern performers wrap ANZAC, remembrance, in borrowed Viking mythology, till Valhalla, fallen brothers, warriors' honor. But our soldiers were not Norse heroes chasing a warrior's afterlife. They were young Australians who suffered, bled, and died in muddy fields and foreign deserts. They did not need Valhalla. They needed to survive. Turning their loss into a cosplay fantasy might feel powerful, but it replaces tragedy with theater. It turns grief into aesthetics. And that is where the problem begins, because once emotion is heightened and an audience is softened, the next move is predictable. A story of remembrance slowly twists into a grievance monologue. Fear, anger, white victimhood. They took our freedoms. We are being controlled. We are under attack in our own country. These are not words of honor. They are political pipelines disguised as mourning, a deliberate shift from remembrance to radicalization. The pattern is always the same. Open with grief, frame it as honor, slide into outrage, inject ideology, then finish with a link to donate, purchase, or support the cause. It is emotional bait and switch. Grief becomes leverage. Patriotism becomes a marketing asset. ANZAC culture becomes a shield used to launder extremist narratives. And the dead become props for personal gain. But remembrance is not a performance. It is not a stage. It is not content. It is not a funnel. It is not an excuse to spread anger or racial grievance or fantasies of uprising. When someone uses the memory of fallen soldiers as a backdrop for self-promotion or political indoctrination, they are not honoring the dead. They are using them. Real remembrance is humble. Exploitative remembrance is theatrical. Real remembrance is about those who never came home. Exploitative remembrance is about the person holding the camera. Real remembrance says we honor them. Exploitative remembrance says, look at me honoring them. Now click the link. If we truly wish to keep our promise, then we must protect the memory of the fallen from being twisted into propaganda or turned into a brand. Lest we forget does not mean lest we monetize. It means we carry their stories with respect. It means we remember them, not use them. It means we honor their sacrifice without making it about ourselves. Because anything less is not patriotism. It is a violation.